What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. So I'm here with my friend Khalid Egeh. He's a student, son, and public speaker. How you doing today?
Good yourself?
Really good, really good. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into public speaking exactly?
So, in the summer of 2016, there was a tragedy that happened with a Somali male. His name was Abdurrahman Abdi, and he was killed at the hands of Ottawa police. And it sparked some kind of rage within me. So I was very upset about it. So it was like, what's going on? Like, what's going on within our community? What's happening within our community? What are these people depicting us as? And so I think that kind of sparked the kind of how do we say it?
Inspirate, like the motive.
The motive, but it was also I became more of a social I desire to be more of a social activist, you know? And so I was like, you know what, this is insanity. It can't be going on, And so that was one instance, and then after the second instance that really pushed me to actually desire to want to be a public speaker was I went to this operational / business seminar in the summer, and I saw it on my Facebook, on the side of my Facebook page where it was all the ads are, and I remember I saw Les Brown's face, and Les Brown was he's a motivational speaker that I really listened to throughout high school, throughout the gym, and just throughout my entire journey throughout the last 5 years or so. And so I saw his face on there, and I was like, you know what, this guy's coming to Ottawa, this is insane. Let me go see what he has to offer.
Yeah.
And so I remember I called in sick for work the day of.
Nice.
And I woke up at 6 in the morning. I was so excited because they were offering breakfast, so I didn't even eat breakfast. I traveled 2 hours to get to the place, which is I think it was the some place in in the south, and I live in the west, so I bus 2 hours to get there. And when I got there, breakfast was over.
So, no.
Yeah, so and I had
no.
And the only thing I ate was I think the night before at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. And so
You're starving.
I was starving.
Yeah.
My stomach was eating itself alive. And so I show up to this place, and I find that I'm the youngest person there, and I'm surrounded by people who are 40, 30s, oldest 60 or 70, and these people are people that are well off, and there's no one that looks like me. There's no one that's around my age. There's no one that I feel I'm able to connect with. I showed them my pass that I had on my email and my proof of payment, and I thought that I'd be getting a book because they're giving books and stuff, and they're like, oh no, you're not a platinum member, you don't get that. So I was like, okay, that sucks. And then so I was sitting throughout this entire this seminar, and people were coming up, all these guys were coming up and talking about their businesses, and I was like, okay, this is supposed to be motivational, okay? And there was some motivation there, and I learned a lot. I'm not gonna say I didn't learn anything, but I learned a lot. And I was really upset. I was expectation versus reality. So my expectation was yo, this is gonna be the sickest thing ever. I paid for this. My expectations are extremely high for this, and then after reality was it's not even gonna be that.
It wasn't what you thought it was.
No, it wasn't nearly what I thought it would be. As the anxiety was building up, because I was you know what, finally, Les Brown's coming up. He's gonna come up. And then they were just oh yeah, he's not coming.
Oh, great. He was I remember you talking about this. He was on a Skype conversation, or
yeah. So basically what happened was he broke 3 discs in his back, and so he was unable to come, which is okay, that's fair. It makes sense, he's injured, he's not able to come, makes sense, And so I was kind of disappointed because I was you know what, this is the guy they advertised, and then to hear that he broke 3 discs and he didn't show up, and this is something that really inspires and motivates me and has pushed me so much. I was upset, and I was you know what, I wasted my time. And then after, a guy came out, and he's you know what, maybe you can get Les Brown on a Skype call. So I was wow, okay, cool. So Les Brown was on the Skype call with us, and it was really inspirational. Hearing from him is someone you see on YouTube, and you search up on YouTube on Google.
It was actually there.
It was actually there.
Kinda.
And he was there, So I was this is sick, I've never been able to say I've seen someone of that caliber, I was able to hear and see Les Brown speak to me. Although he wasn't speaking to me specifically, he was speaking to a large group of people. I think there was like 400 to 500 people there, but I felt like he was speaking to me, and so that like really intrigued me and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, you know what? I was upset about like the fact that these people are all coming here to sell something, but he wasn't there to sell something. He was there to actually inspire and motivate people, you know. And I was like, you know, I want to do this.
So what was it like speaking at SRB?
SRB was amazing for sure. First thing first, it was amazing, and you know, like that day leading on to the event and the experience was quite hectic for sure. Cause I woke up that morning, I ran a bunch of errands, I helped my mom with the daycare, I went to the gym.
Nice, good for you, man.
And you know, I remember I always like showing up early for things, and so I try my best to. We're all human.
Yeah, because proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Always. And so I showed up to the event, I believe like an hour early, and you know, I was watching the rehearsal, and you know, I was quite amazed. I was like, man, like these kids, these youth, good job for you, man.
Yeah,
like,
good
you're
job
doing
for
amazing
SRB.
jobs.
Shout out to SRB.
Shout out to SRB. You guys are doing an amazing job, especially for the youth that were interacting and involved with the Black History and Legacy event, and also shout out to Miss Morose, and you know, like a lot of those people were like those youth and those people were huge parts. I am eternally grateful that I had the opportunity to speak at that school. And you know, it was amazing because I find like us, especially at speeches and stuff like that, like back to the motivational seminar and stuff, the business seminar, there was like people speaking while the speaker was speaking. You know what I mean? So like while the person up there was speaking, there was people speaking in the background talking amongst each other. And one thing I found about my speech was like there was no one speaking. Like if I dropped like my phone or if I dropped a pin,
To be silent.
it'd be silent and you'd hear it.
Yeah.
You know, and that was really, really cool. And it was amazing because what I was talking was very, very serious. It's about racism. You know, it was about my
Experience with it.
Yeah, personal experience with racism and how it's shaped my views and how it has enabled me to be the person I am today and how I perceived it and how I reacted to it and how I still remember it. And so it was amazing to just like have that experience of speaking in front of especially a high school, because like within the grade 9 to grade 12 years is the most crucial time of your life.
That's a big part of your life because it's like you're changing, and it's like all this, like you're dealing with a lot of pressure, like it just.
And I think
most
like,
people are, yeah.
And a lot of us, especially in between those grades, it's like we all have like an identity crisis.
Yeah,
we're trying to find out who we are. We're trying to like do a bunch of things, like sometimes a bit extra, sometimes it's just like just right, you know. And so it was amazing to be able to like speak and be like, you know what, like racism isn't cool, you know. It's not something that's you know, like that's right. It shouldn't be done, you know. Like
it's completely unethical.
It's unethical. It's unreasonable. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's really stupid. Like I remember like I was taught, and then after like a while ago, like recently, a while after the speaking at SRB, I was invited to go back to SRB and speak to a grade 9 English class. And that was a few weeks ago, and I was really, really, really happy I did that, because it was like, you know what, it's the first time able to actually engage with the people that I'm speaking to.
So, you know, I've been in front of people, I've been doing a lot of presenting. If you saw my Ian Posel video, you know what that's like. Do you have a routine for presenting? Because at least for me, if it's like in the evening, like I'll take a shot, or like, and I'll have this like sort of like confidence walk, I have this like breathing exercise, and if it's in the morning, I usually drink like tea, just enough to get like my adrenaline going. But if I have coffee, it's like too much adrenaline because it naturally kicks in. Like, do you have a routine for presenting? Because we know you sort of improv like on stage. Do you improv like before then, or?
No. So before I speak, I do one thing, and I envision myself talking to the group of people, and I envision what I'm gonna say and how I'm gonna say it. You know, I find that a lot of times it's like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I take that into account, and, you know, I envision myself, and And I always try to say it's true to me. I always make sure at the end of the day, whatever I say, I have to say it's true to me, because at the end of the day, and stick to my values. That's what matters the most to me. You know, like I don't have a desire to switch up or change just because I'm in the limelight, or I'm in, you know, like I'm under, you know, the public eye for that,
Yeah.
you know, for that matter. You know, I don't have the desire to do that. I don't have the want or need to do that. It's never one specific thing that I do before all my speeches that prepares me for my speeches. I just stay ready. You know, that's the most important thing for me, is I stay ready, and I try my best to stay ready. And you know, like, you never know.
You stay focused on getting your message
Of course,
across.
always. And I try to be as clear as possible. You know, granted that, like, I'm not perfect, you know.
Oh no one's perfect as presenting. There's always that one thing that gets you.
There's always
Yeah.
Of course, there's always that one thing that'll throw someone off in the audience. But like, I mean, I'm aware that there's people that are not gonna like the way I do my public speaking, and hey, that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like cry myself to sleep at night because like that one person doesn't like the way I speak. I love the way I speak and be intrigued by my public speaking, but you know, like, the reality is that not everyone's gonna be doing that, you know. So, but I'm not gonna get hung up on
that one thing,
on having everyone love me. You know, that's not life. So yeah.
Is there anyone that made a major impact on you, majorly inspired you, really helped you keep you going?
So, you know, I have extremely great family, and you know, like, they've empowered me and enabled me to become the person I am today. So I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sisters, my uncle. I wouldn't be anywhere without them. And you know, like, from a young age, my parents have instilled faith within me, and you know, they've also instilled belief within me, and you know, they've empowered me to become the person I am today. So I would not be anyone or anywhere without them. I wouldn't be where I am today without like a solid group of friends. And you know, I don't like to call everyone my friend, but I have a select handful of people that I really, you know, I'm really good friends with.
Yeah.
And those people have also impacted my life immensely in ways I couldn't even explain, but positively. It's tough to come by those people. They're like one in a million.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
For sure. So I'm extremely grateful for who I have in my life, and they've all impacted me, motivated me, inspired me. My parents came here with nothing. They were immigrants, you know, and so seeing them strive off of what the little that they had, and for me to be here today, you know, like, that has also like motivated me and inspired me to be the best version of myself and give the world the best version of myself. All right, so you heard it all. This is Flame Wheel 7. And I'm Khalid Egeh.
I'm Ian Anderson. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.